far should we walk to have a decent talk? Though you're from north, they're from east and west, and I'm from south.
How long can you wait? I'll try to learn your language. Don't deny that if we try, we would not disengage. Don't deny the fact that you and I will be the bridge between the poor and rich to revolutionize and enter the world with love enough to equalize what's yours and mine in love, in peace, and walking hand in hand, you and me, I'm in you, a leap of faith that's gonna make the world brand new. As one, I was able in a different way, grappled with the world to stay alive until now. You have come to help me get back on my feet. Ran so fast but I lost, fought so well for the wrong cause. You almost died to take my side and got me back on my feet. I will cry, hope no one will ever deny that we are born to unite and ignite with love and enter the world with love enough to equalize what's yours and mine in love, in peace and walking hand in hand. You and me, I'm in you, a leap of faith that's gonna make the world brand new. As one, as don't deny the fact that you and I will be the bridge between the poor and rich to revolutionize and enter the world with love enough to equalize what's yours and mine in love, in peace and walking hand in hand. You and me, I'm in you, a leap of faith that's gonna make the world brand new. As one, as
Ayubovan, Vanakkam, Salam Alaikum, and welcome to World Children's Day with SUNFO Global Federation International Children's Wing. we are proud to present our celebration of children and teenagers from across the world.
Habari zenu.
Habari zenu.
All the way from England. From England.
Everyone, we are from Sri Lanka. Ayubowan.
Vanakkam Sri Lanka. Hello. Check with. Hola.
Friends, wherever you are in the world, come and join with us. Today is our day. I am Yanda Binara, and later we will be joined by Dimanya Ekanaika and Vihara Marasingha.
I'm Nabil Bari. We are thrilled to invite you to join us today, celebrating all that is great about young people under 18. But we pause now for 1 minute of silence to remember and pray for all those children who live under oppression and fear from all kinds of violence inside and outside their homes, poverty, and the risk of exploitation and climate emergencies. So let us all have a 1 moment of silence. Thank you. Now we share a short film from our friend, Manuri Sachinta Kodikara, who has chosen to be a UNICEF ambassador this World's Children's Day. We are very proud of her achievements.
United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child was adopted on 20th November 1989. Sri Lanka was among the first countries to sign the Convention on the Rights of the Child in 1990 and ratified it in 1991. The CRC spells out that every child has rights, whatever the ethnicity, gender, religion, language, abilities, or any other status. On this anniversary of the CRC, I have had the chance to temporarily take over as the representative of UNICEF Sri Lanka. As a UNICEF representative, today I was briefed about the work of UNICEF in education, protection, nutrition, health, water, sanitation, and hygiene, among others. The issues that we children face, from corporal punishment, quality of education, malnutrition, and poverty, require to be addressed urgently. As Sri Lanka makes progress, it's important that no child is left behind. Children must be listened to and their opinions taken into consideration on all issues that concern them. These are my priorities as a UNICEF representative. Each of you has and can play a role.
We are so thrilled with your well-deserved successes, Mary. You may have seen the energy and passion of young people from every country, talking and sharing their concerns and ideas in COP26 these past weeks. Young people are not only the future, we are here now. It is our world too. Today, it is our world too is the name of our celebration today, and we have the biggest stake in what happens in the future. It is good to see more organizations recognizing the creativity and ideas that can come from children and listening to us. We are also really thrilled to welcome one of our SUNFO children who has been speaking for her country, Kenya, at COP26. We welcome Rahmina Pollitt, who returned today from Glasgow and is going to speak to us live shortly. Please note that we have Abigail from Kenya, who is very kindly signing for us today to make our forum accessible for our followers with hearing difficulties. Please also put your subtitles on if you are watching on Zoom, and subtitles should be automatically on the Facebook Live screening.
We have a full program as always, but the subtitle of this celebration is No Adults Allowed. We have many presentations of songs, drama, and inspiring speeches by many passionate young people, including a wonderful film by another Kenyan climate activist, Shirley Akinyemi, and we will share with you the speech that Ramina made to COP26. So please stay with us all the way through for a really eclectic mix of cultures, languages, and different presentation styles, but all by our teenage and preteen voices, with the only adults allowed being the translators and the viewers.
Later, we will be looking at what our own SUNFO International children have been doing directly for the climate. But for now, we would like to welcome the Prime Minister of the Sri Lanka Sustainable Development Goals Children's Parliament, Rashmika Muru, to open our celebrations today.
Thank you, Nabil. Thank you, Binara and Dimanya for hosting today's events, and to our chairwoman, Linda Rose, for setting up this World Children's Day celebration event. And thanks to SUNFO Director General Dr. Sir Deshapriya Vijaytunga for believing how children are a strong part of the today's as well as the future. As the Prime Minister of the Sustainable Development Goals Children's Parliament in Sri Lanka, I'm conscious of need for sustainability in this world. I will only be 45 years old in 2050, when most countries even just aim to be carbon neutral. What about when I'm 70? What about when I'm 70? What will the world be like in another 30 years? Already we are seeing climate emergencies in every country. And we not only risk losing hand, homes and family, but it is already happening. We have seen tremendous fires which rage out of control and sweeping floods which take streets, homes and cars with them. We cannot stay silent as young people, as old people refuse to take important costly decisions. What is money compared with lives? How will we eat when crops cannot into the country? Or is washed away by storms and floods? And tsunamis, fires, droughts, and also floods and rising seas are all happening more and more. But as one example, Australia has refused to make changes and even reduce any coal and coal use. But there is something light at the end of the tunnel. Human race is very creative and can problem solve to find solutions to the biggest problems. We know that necessity is the mother of invention, and we have never faced really for more necessity of new ground breaking research right now. This is why during wars there is a surge of innovation and new ideas to solve problems. This is a war against time and the damage that has already been done. And we are seeing solutions invented all the times. The earth short prize has been created to encourage new inventions to help us reduce our carbon footprint to a net zero. Five prizes per year of £1,000,000 each by the British royal family given to the best inventions. And according to my brain, I think according to my memory, and one of those this year was won by a teenager. It's the fact. It's the fact that children have the most active brains of any age, but the lack of experience and knowledge. Their brains are like musk, fresh and new and easily adaptable. Adults can be held back by failed ideas and by red tape or ways things used to be. Children look at things in a fresh way and work out to work. Absolutely. We have seen that the world will be saved us at the young generation with a little help. Fresh away and work out what ought to work, pushing the boundaries. Or in every time we have to do anything with a little help from elders. But there is no time to lose. We need to start now. Really. But many children are held back by adults who baby us and think we are not able to think or make decisions or act safely. You will see what children can do and what differences they already making in our climate action section later on. Adults don't hold us back, believe in us and support our actions. Don't suffocate us in cotton wool and overprotect us. You won't be there when we really need protecting, as we fight fires and floods and doubts unimaginable to you. When you have passed on in future years, but we are left to fight the climate alone. COVID has been a massive challenge to our generation, taking massive bites out of our education and paralyzing many of us into depression and lack of motivation. But seeing the energy and passion of youth at COP26 reminds us that there are solutions and we need to grab today because tomorrow is uncertain. We need to befriend and collaborate, share ideas and work together across religions, cultures, countries, and all over the world. The climate does not care about our religion or color of your skin. The future binds us together. Together we can fight this. Pooling ideas, really sharing resources. We need not make the same mistakes the current leaders have and are making. We must learn from the mistakes of putting money before everything. Money is only a tool to get us where we need to be. It should not be an end itself. Well-being, happiness, and love are far more important. Sometimes we need to sacrifice now to make sure the well-being, happiness and well-being to more people across the world. There has never such an equal time as absolutely time as these, where so much wealth and control is in the need of some few people. But we are a new generation, and we can rise and defy expectations of greed. We can enable our brothers and sisters and different places across the world. For when one of my brothers or sisters is in pain, then how can I be happy? We are all linked. We all share the same home, Earth, Mother Earth. We say Mom Earth. Let's fight for justice, peace, togetherness, and equality. And standing together, we can face the future with strength. And I think time flies. Nabil, I'm sorry for that. So thank you for sharing this time with us. See our talents and our strength through all the participation, and let's celebrate our youth creativity, strength, and our joint future together. And I would like to conclude my speech. Time flies. So as the Prime Minister of the Sustainable Development Goals Children's Parliament in Sri Lanka, I would like to give my kind regards to Madam Linda and all the participations who have participated today for this event. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rashmika, for those powerful and motivational words. We have just heard that our friend Rahmina Pollitt has been stuck on her way home from COP26, and our prayers are with her for a quick and safe return. But sadly, she will not be able to join us live. However, we still have a speech later on that she made in Glasgow. So now we are going to share a little of the atmosphere of COP26 with this film.
Swapping school for the streets on Fridays seems by now somewhat of a tradition for young climate change activists. Still, the signs get sparkier, the demands get louder, and for some of the thousands marching in Glasgow, it was a whole new experience.
It's your very first protest. How does it feel?
Very exciting.
What are you hoping will happen as a result of people coming out today?
That the world will change and that climate change will stop and the world will be a better place.
We hold climate marches in the playground every lunchtime, and we've got lots of our teachers involved. They really support us when we do this. And we're putting up like posters and signs around the school saying to every Wednesday come to our marches.
And why have you come here today?
To demonstrate, because we need to demonstrate because people aren't taking action.
Downing Street issued a disapproval of these children missing lessons, saying it's disruptive at a time when the pandemic has already interrupted learning. But the leader of the Scottish Labour Party chose to march with them.
I think what's really important is to show solidarity, global solidarity in fact, about calling on the politicians and the global leaders not just to say the right things, not just to make big promises, not just to talk about big numbers and future targets, but actually turn that rhetoric into meaningful action.
You are a politician, you can do something.
Yeah, exactly, and I think generations of politicians have got this wrong, and I think we've got to change that now.
And there was support too from the Glasgow bin strikers, who've developed a new and perhaps unexpected coalition with climate change activists.
Too long, people have treated us like dirt in people's shoes, and we've just said enough's enough. This will rewrite history, no doubt about it. The amount of stuff that we've seen globally to support us, we've started a movement. It's a climate change movement, or it's a workers' movement.
The vibrancy of the streets couldn't be more of a contrast to the sombre proceedings inside the climate change conference itself. A lot of effort has been made to include young voices from around the world. COP President Alok Sharma today urged ministers to consider the manifesto young delegates came up with in September at the Milan Youth Conference.
Young people feeling angry, you heard that on one of the panels. Well, they have every right to be angry. Well, of course they do. Because world leaders haven't, up to this point, delivered on their promises. They haven't acted fast enough. And that's what we need to happen right now.
But many still feel alienated from the decision-making. And a fiery speech from the young woman who popularised climate change activism seemed to effectively damn the whole event.
The COP has turned into a PR event where leaders are giving beautiful speeches and announcing fancy commitments and targets, while behind the curtains, the governments of the global north countries are still refusing to take any drastic climate action. This is no longer a climate conference. This is now a global north greenwash festival. A 2-week-long celebration of business as usual and blah, blah, blah.
That frustration was reflected by many of the young climate activists who've come to Glasgow from around the world.
This is a fancy conference. It's a fancy conference with privileged white men who don't know what it's like to live in the crisis.
But those are the people with the power. They're the world leaders. Surely they need to get together to be able to have this conversation for anything to change.
These leaders, they allowed to just take decisions, blow all this hot air without, our voices being present there. And with what Colette is saying, Africa is ground zero for impacts of climate change in the future. And we're already experiencing the crisis now.
De la conferencia en sí creo que es una simulación. Creo que hay algunas personas de nuestras comunidades que entraron ahí, pero es solamente para legitimar las decisiones que ellos ya tomaron de vender nuestros territorios.
I also don't feel hope for what's going inside COP, but I feel hope for what is going on in the streets, like this kind of spaces.
It's COP that's brought all these young people physically together in Glasgow, and they've certainly made their presence felt. But will they leave disappointed?
We all hope that through inspiring forums like these, we, passionate young people, will grow together in understanding and compassion, and will break down any barriers of race, religion, or prejudice across the world. We now have a film to share these feelings. The film is in Sinhala, and the English text will be put in the chat box. We thank Chanaka Madhushan for sharing his beautiful musical skills with us today. And we hope you enjoy the stunning views of our beautiful island of Sri Lanka.
පිරුණු හිස්තැනින් තොර වූ සොඳුරු ලොවක තිරසාර වූ ජයදරණී භූමි මුළු ලොවක් හුස්මගෙන අපට හුස්ම දෙන පරම උත්තම වූ අනගී ජයදරණී භූමි තිරසාර සංවර්ධනය ඔබ අප සැම එක ලෙස විඳිමි සොඳුරු ලොවක තිරසාර වූ ජයධරණී භූමි සාගින්නක් නැති දිලිඳුකමක් නැති නිරෝගී බල පැතිරි තෙදස් වඩා ගුණ පිරුණු සිතින් සදමු සම අයිතින් සැම සතට ලැබී නොකිලිටි ජල මූලාශ්‍ර රැකී පරිසර හිතකාමින් බලදී වැඩුණු අස් වෙන්න මිලවන දින වැඩි ඈතක නොවෙති උස් තැනක් පිරුණු හිස් තැනින් තොර වූ සොඳුරු ලොවක තිරසාර වූ ජයදරණී භූමි වෙච්ච භූමි සැම රංග සොබා සැම වේසුව මිතුරේ කෙනෙක් පරයමින් නොයා සැවුම ඔහු තනි නොකර සිටි යුක්තිය වේ ශක්තිය අපගේ සාමය වේ ඔටුනු පැලදී සොයුරු සොයුරු යන්නෙක දජයක් යට ජය වේවා ධරණී උස්තැනත් පිරුණු ඉස්තනින් තොර වූ සොඳුරු ලොවක තිරසාර වූ ජයදරණී භූමී මුළු ලොවක් හුස්ම ගෙන අපට හුස්ම දෙන පරම උත්තම වනගී ජයදරණී භූමී තිරසාර සංවර්ධනය ඔබ අප සැම එක ලෙස විඳිමි සොඳුරු ලොවක තිරසාර වූ ජයදරණී භූමී
Ladies and gentlemen, talent like this is what we children have and possess. Moving on, this forum, participants were asked to speak on a topic of their choice under the general theme, Sustainable Earth. It's our world too. Because of the wonder of Zoom, we are really excited to have so many people speaking from their own homes and countries. What an incredible privilege that only the last few years has enabled us to do so. And now we will start with those from whom it's already late in the evening. Welcome to our first Malaysian presenter, Ellery Zulaikha, who speaks to us from her home in Malaysia, where it is approximately 8:30 at night. Ellery is 11 and is passionate about literature, the arts, and mental health. We warmly welcome her to talk to us about the importance of supporting the arts. Thanks, Ellery. The stage is yours, and you should be able to share your screen whenever you are ready.
Okay, thank you. Hello and good morning, or possibly good evening. My name is Ellery, and don't you think this is a wonderful screening? I'm from Malaysia, which is Scotland. Today, I'm going to talk to you about about supporting the art of performing. I'm going to start sharing my screen now. So my topic is going to be why should we support the arts? Presentation by me. So firstly, what are the arts? Well, the four main arts are song, theater, dance, and art. These are the four main arts. These may just seem as four self-explanatory words to you, but to be honest, they have a much deeper meaning to many, many people around the globe. So, why are the arts so important anyway? Well, there are three main reasons which I will summarize. Firstly, it lets our creative juices flow. Now, you're probably wondering what I'm talking about. The arts allow students to unwind and relax after a long, intense day of schooling. Furthermore, in high schools, students are being thrust into this world of college applications. You need to get into a good college. You need to get good grades. You must get into a good college, or else you won't get anywhere in the world. You need to get into an Ivy League school and so much more. The arts just allow students to follow their passion and escape from the real world and let our creative juices flow for just a moment. The second reason is coping mechanisms. So the students may channel all their negative energy into a character and use it for the good, or display their feelings on a canvas. They may also take to paper and write a song. Some therapists actually recommend for their young clients to take art therapy to heal themselves. And some students may also take part in theater programs to direct their feelings in a different way by not taking it out on others. Finally, some use it as a way to communicate. We've all seen a cliche scene on TV, right? Where a character goes off script on stage to profess his or her love or to say something that's so pivotal. This may happen in reality, but not the cliche part, obviously. But some people use the arts to communicate with friends or family. They can use art to represent something or leave subtle hints in their lines during a play. Communicating with others through the arts is definitely one of the more important reasons on why the arts are so important in our lives. So now I've gone on and on about the arts, but what's happening to them in the first place? In short, arts programs across the United States and in other countries are being shut down due to defunding in schools and lower school budgets. Core subject focuses such as science, English, and math are also influencing the reason to shut down arts programs. Educators may say shut down the music program to buy new textbooks for math classes. A hard decision, but according to educators, a decision that has to be made. Finally, students who engage in arts programs aren't being tested on it. The one educational effect that teachers see are that it looks good on your high school transcript. Therefore, teachers may shut down arts programs to create space in the school budget to focus on subjects that are going to be tested. So now I've weighed in on the good and the bad, but it's up to you to support the arts now. But how? You could join or even apply for an arts program in your school or your town. With more students joining in, educators have no choice but to keep arts programs going. I mean, you wouldn't want to let down a bunch of kids, would you? Furthermore, joining an arts program could change your life in a way that you'll never even know. Secondly, if you're too shy to join an arts program, donate to a fund or the school. You can pitch in behind the scenes, paint backdrops for plays, give music classes your old dusty piano, and those are just ideas off the top of my head. I bet with more time and more research, you could come up with many more amazing ideas. And finally, if you're unable to do any of these, at least advocate for the arts by posting something on social media or attend protests on keeping arts programs in school. But to be honest, I definitely recommend the first two rather than the third. And that's actually all I have to say for now. Thank you so much for attending my short talk and contact me here. And remember to always support the arts. Thanks for listening.
Thank you so much, Ellery, for your really inspiring and informative presentation today. Arts can achieve so much in our lives as well as our society, and its importance can be seen in the earliest civilizations, from cave paintings to great temples in Mesopotamia and Egypt. Possibly there are more great African ancient arts buried under the sands of the Sahara, waiting to be discovered later in years to come. But arts do not only show creativity, they also help us to problem solve and imagine, which are definitely some crucial thinking skills that help us to create solutions to new problems.
Another ancient civilization which created many new innovations throughout its august civilization is China. And we are pleased to welcome a film from a young person in China who joins us in spirit. Ruan Zhang is 16 and studying hard for her exams in China. She is going to share what her life is like for her back there in China.
Hello everyone, my name is Rui Yan. I am a 9th grade student from Hangzhou, China. Today, I will share you my daily life as a high school student. For 9th grade students, our school life is very compact. Every morning at 6:00 a.m., I was woken up by the alarm clock. Just after a quick morning washing, I get into the car. To save time, I always finish my breakfast in the car. Later, I came to school. Walking into the school gate, the students were lining up for a health check. Sometimes I will visit my lovely English teacher, Miss Xu, who always likes to ask us to help her bring her bag to the classroom and sit in the class with us to read in the morning. 7:00, we open the early reading moment. The student's voice is very bright, as if the ceiling can be lifted. During the day at school, we have 7 main lessons. At noon and afternoon self-study time, we have to complete the revised tasks assigned by our teachers. For boosting our physical fitness, we also need to do 2 physical exercises every day. For example, 1,500-meter jogging and ball sports. Fitness is also being tested in the high school entrance test. I want to complete 800 meters jump rope throw 3 tests. My goal is to get a 4 score. Starting from the 9th grade, we have evening self-study in school until 8 o'clock p.m. In addition to completing my schoolwork and some online classes, I read many books, such as Gene Area and A Brief History of the Tomorrow. And I prefer novels to non-fiction books. On Sunday, I also go to badminton lessons with my good friends. I think playing badminton is the best way to relax myself. And I want to know what my peers are doing in the other countries at the same time.
If any child would like to answer Roanne and tell her about their lives, please do write to us and we can pass the letters on to her. We now move to Bangladesh, where we are delighted to have representatives from a group of teenagers who are passionate about child's rights. In many areas of the world, we see girl children treated without compassion and simply as belongings that the family can do what they want to. Sometimes the girls are sold into slavery or sold into marriages to get them off their hands, especially to families who struggle to make enough money or for food. In Afghanistan, the humanitarian situation is desperate and families have been known to even sell their baby girls. Even as teenagers, girls can be given away for child marriages. And this is a big issue in Bangladesh and other countries in this region. The international NGO World Vision sponsors this young group, who are proud to have stopped 27 illegal child marriages so far with the help of police and magistrates. They are a wonderful example of children who act and are supported by adults. They have a positive reputation with the neighborhoods who know their value and passion. So now we warmly welcome Tahmina Zanat and her brother Naeem from their own NGO, Child Rights Bangladesh.
Hello. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning to everyone. I am Mahmoud Rahman Naeem. I'm from Bangladesh. কার্তিক নবান্নের দেশ, ভাষা আন্দোলনের দেশ, বাংলাদেশ থেকে বলছি। আমি মাহমুদ রহমান নাইম। প্রথমত আমি ধন্যবাদ জানাতে চাচ্ছি আমাদের আয়োজক টিমকে এবং অনারেবল লিন্ডা রোজাকে আমাকে সুযোগ করে দেওয়ার জন্য, তো বড় মহতি একটি প্ল্যাটফর্মে কথা বলার। আমি আজকে কথা বলছি বাল্য বিবাহ নিয়ে। We have to means child marriage. Today I am talking with us child marriage. I am a member of many of organizations and I am working at child marriage, stop child marriage, child trafficking, and many of works. I am a member of World Vision Bangladesh. My first journey at World Vision. World Vision is my second home. I'm learned many of awareness camping at child marriage, SDGs, LSDs, and many of awareness camping to achieve to World Vision Bangladesh. I am talking with us child marriage. What means we have to say to what is child marriage? Child marriage is when a minor reaches the age of 18 years, especially is the case of girls. A formal or informal marriage, the large age of marriage of 18 years, especially of girls in Bangladesh. The reasons of child marriage is many of reasons. I am saying to 3 reasons. Those who wish to have it all marriage in any way encourage the age of the girl in our birth registration and exchange it for money. As a result, it become difficult to take a large action. A second point, boys families usually encourage child marriage by talking advantage of the wealth economic condition of girls. Rose families are more encouraged shortly child marriage than the tendency to get married yearly, apart from the reasons child marriage is began gift for many other reasons. আমাদের বাংলাদেশে বিভিন্ন জায়গায় বিভিন্ন গ্রাম অঞ্চলে বেশিরভাগ গ্রাম অঞ্চলে হচ্ছে মেয়েদেরকে বাবা মারা ঘরের বোঝা মনে করে, সেই হিসেবে মেয়েদেরকে অতি তাড়াতাড়ি যদি বিয়ে দিতে পারে তার জন্য হচ্ছে তারা মেয়েদের ভবিষ্যতের কথা চিন্তা না করেই, তাদের স্বপ্নের কথা চিন্তা না করেই হচ্ছে তাদেরকে বিয়ে দেওয়ার প্রবণতাটা বেড়ে যায় গ্রাম অঞ্চলগুলোতে। কিন্তু এই করোনাকালীন সময়ে আমাদের বাল্য বিবাহ বা শিশু নির্যাতনের হারটা একটু বৃদ্ধি পেয়েছে এবং আমরা জানি বিভিন্ন মহামারী, বিভিন্ন বিষয় বা যে কোনো একটা সমস্যার কারণে বিশেষত আমাদের গ্রামীণ অঞ্চলে পরিবারগুলো বাল্য বিবাহ হার একটু বেশি, কারণ তারা হচ্ছে একটু গরিব ফ্যামিলি বা তাদের ছেলে মেয়েদের পড়াশোনা করতে পারে না বা হচ্ছে তাদেরকে খাওয়া পড়ার দিকে হচ্ছে তারা একটু বেশি খাওয়া করতে পারে না, তার জন্য হচ্ছে তারা মেয়েকে বোঝা মনে করে তারা হচ্ছে অল্প বয়সে মেয়ের 18 বছর পূর্ণ হওয়ার আগেই শিশু অবস্থা তাদেরকে বিয়ে দিয়ে দেয়। এটা হচ্ছে একটা আমাদের বাংলাদেশে একটি একটা কারণ, এবং বিশেষত কারণ হচ্ছে ট্রেডিশনাল সিস্টেম। Rose families are also encouraged shortly child marriage out of the tendency of get married yearly, apart from her reasons child marriage. It begins given for many other reasons. তাড়াতাড়ি বিয়ে দেওয়ার প্রবণতা থেকেও বাল্য বিবাহের দিকে ঝুঁকে পড়ে গ্রামের পরিবারগুলো। এই কারণগুলো ছাড়া অনেক কারণেই বাল্য বিবাহ দেওয়া হচ্ছে। বাল্য বিবাহের প্রভাব, impact of child marriage, before underestimating about husbands, families, in-laws, the family affected by the burden of the family. স্বামী সংসার শ্বশুর বাড়ি সম্পর্কে বুঝে ওঠার আগে ছোট মেয়েদের সংসার পরিবার ভারে আক্রান্ত হয়ে যায়। তারা ছোট অবস্থায় তারা বুঝতে পারে না একটা ফ্যামিলিতে বা একটা পরিবারে কিভাবে সামলাতে হয়, কারণ তারাই হচ্ছে শিশু। আর শিশু অবস্থায় তারা একটা যখন বিয়ে হয়ে যায় তারা হচ্ছে অন্যের একটা পরিবারে চলে যায়, বা সেই জায়গায় হচ্ছে শিশুরা শিশু অবস্থায় তারা বিভিন্ন ধরনের হ্যারাসমেন্টের শিকার, নির্যাতনের শিকার হয়ে থাকে। Direct and indirect victims of domestic violence, specifically children, suffer from various mental distributions. পরিবারের নির্যাতন, অনেক ক্ষেত্রে পরিবারের নির্যাতন হয়ে থাকে, মেয়েরা আর নির্যাতনের প্রত্যক্ষ ও পরোক্ষভাবে শিকার হয়। বিশেষ করে শিশুরা ভোগে নানা মানসিক অশান্তিতে, এবং মানসিক অশান্তি, ডিপ্রেশন এর কারণ হচ্ছে মেয়েরা অনেক ক্ষেত্রেই তাদের স্বপ্নগুলো পূরণ করতে পারে না। তাদের বড় হয়ে দেশের জন্য, তার পরিবারের জন্য কিছু করার স্বপ্ন থাকে। এই বাল্য বিবাহের কারণে হচ্ছে মেয়েরা সেই স্বপ্নগুলো পূরণ করতে পারে না এবং তারা হচ্ছে অন্যের ঘরে চলে যায়, তখন তারা বিভিন্ন ধরনের হ্যারাসমেন্টের শিকারে পতিত হয়। এবং এই পাশাপাশি হচ্ছে আমাদের যারা বাল্য বিবাহ শিকার হয় মেয়েরা, বিশেষত তারা হচ্ছে বিভিন্ন ধরনের শারীরিক স্বাস্থ্যগত দিকে হচ্ছে তারা বিভিন্ন ধরনের ঝুঁকির সম্মুখীন হয়ে থাকে। অল্প বয়সে যাদের বিয়ে 18-র নিচে বা 18-র নিচে যাদের মেয়েগুলো বিয়ে হয় তারা হচ্ছে স্বাস্থ্য ঝুঁকি বেড়ে যায়, এবং পাশাপাশি শিশু মৃত্যু এবং মাতৃ মৃত্যু হারটা বৃদ্ধি পায়। কিন্তু আমাদের বাংলাদেশ সরকার এখন হচ্ছে শিশু মৃত্যু হার এবং মাতৃমৃত্যু হার অনেক কমিয়ে এনেছে। তারা বিভিন্ন ধরনের অ্যাওয়ারনেস ক্যাম্পিং করছে। পাশাপাশি আমাদের বাংলাদেশে অনেকগুলো শিশু ফোরাম আছে যারা নাকি বাল্য বিবাহে নিয়ে কাজ করছে, তাদের শিশু অধিকার নিয়ে কাজ করছে, এবং তারা বিভিন্ন গ্রাম উন্নয়ন পর্যায়ে, শহর অঞ্চলের পর্যায়ে হচ্ছে শিশুদের অধিকার সুরক্ষা নিয়ে কাজ করে যাচ্ছে। তাদের সহযোগিতার জন্য আমাদের গভর্নমেন্ট, আমাদের সরকার মন্ডলীও তারা বিভিন্ন জায়গায় কাজ করছে। ওয়েজ টু প্রিভেন্ট চাইল্ড ম্যারেজ, বাল্যবিবাহ প্রতিরোধের উপায়। বাল্য বিবাহ নিরোধ আইনটি বাস্তবায়ন ব্যাপক প্রচারণা করা দরকার, কারণ আমাদের বাংলাদেশে একটি শিশু আইন, যেটাকে বলি চাইল্ড অ্যাক্ট 13, শিশু আইন রয়েছে। সে আইনে অনেকগুলো ধারা, সেই ধারাতে বাল্য বিবাহের উপরে অনেক ধরনের বিষয় বলা হয়েছে যে 18 বছরের নিচে মেয়ে শিশু বিশেষ করে তাদেরকে বিয়ে দেওয়া যাবে না, এবং ছেলেদের ক্ষেত্রে হচ্ছে 21 বছর, 21 years at boys does not marry at child. People can be made aware of the danger of child marriage through radio, television and newspapers. আমাদের বাংলাদেশ সরকার এবং আমাদের বিভিন্ন আন্তর্জাতিক সংস্থা হচ্ছে বিভিন্ন ধরনের অ্যাওয়ারনেস ক্যাম্পিং করছে রেডিও, টেলিভিশনে, সংবাদপত্রের মাধ্যমে, এবং তারা বাল্যবিবাহ বন্ধে এবং জিরো টলারেন্সে এবং কুফল সম্পর্কে জনগণকে এবং বাবা মাকে এবং পাশাপাশি দেশের সকল শিশু, সকল পরিবারকে জানাচ্ছে যে বাল্যবিবাহ সম্পর্কে, বাল্যবিবাহ কুফল সম্পর্কে। চাইল্ড ম্যারেজ প্রিভেন্ট কমিটি ক্যান বি formed in each unions. প্রত্যেকটি ইউনিয়ন, প্রত্যেকটি থানা, প্রত্যেকটি জেলা, উপজেলাতেও শিশু বিবাহ নিয়ে প্রতিরোধে একটি করে কমিটি গঠন হয় বা কমিটি আছে যারা নাকি সে বাল্য বিবাহ প্রতিরোধে কাজ করে যাচ্ছে। It is subject is encouraged in the textbook of month means of 10th class, 9 and 10 class. It is benefits will be found. আমরা বাংলাদেশের সকল শিশুই আশা করছি যে বিশেষ করে নবম দশম 9 and 10 ক্লাস স্টুডেন্টসদের, শিক্ষার্থীদের পাঠ্য বইয়ের ভিতরে যদি বাল্য বিবাহের সুফল সম্পর্কে বলা যায়, যদি এই বিষয়ে তাদেরকে অ্যাওয়ার করা যায়, তাহলে বাল্য বিবাহ হার অনেকাংশে কমে যাবে। আমি কাজ করে যাচ্ছি বাল্য বিবাহে জিরো টলারেন্সে এবং পাশাপাশি শিশু সুরক্ষা, জেন্ডার ইকুয়ালিটি, এসডিজি গোল বাস্তবায়নেও কাজ করে যাচ্ছি। আমি একটি শিশু ফোরামের সাথে সম্পৃক্ত এবং পাশাপাশি আমার শিশু ফোরাম বাল্য বিবাহ নিরোধে কাজ করছে। পাশাপাশি বাংলাদেশের বিভিন্ন জায়গায় শিশু ফোরাম রয়েছে যারা নাকি শিশু ফোরাম, শিশু সুরক্ষা, বাল্য বিবাহ নিয়ে কাজ করে যাচ্ছে। আমার শিশু ফোরামের নাম হচ্ছে ড্রিম ডিরেকশন চিলড্রেন্স ফোরাম, স্বপ্নের দিশা শিশু ফোরাম। বাংলাদেশের সকল শিশুই, আমরা চাই সকল শিশু যেন সুরক্ষিত থাকে, শিশুরা যেন বাল্য বিবাহ মুক্ত হয় এবং কোন শিশু যেন তার স্বপ্ন পূরণের আগে যেন বাল্য বিবাহ শিকার না হয়, তার জন্য কাজ করে যাওয়া এবং সরকার গভর্নমেন্টকে অ্যাওয়ার করা যাতে বাল্য বিবাহ যেন না হয়। আমাদের পাশাপাশিও গভর্নমেন্ট কাজ করে যাচ্ছে বাল্য বিবাহ প্রতিরোধে এবং বিভিন্ন জায়গা আন্তর্জাতিক সংস্থার সাথে। Thank you so much for give me a opportunity, and I'm very thankful to our forums, Son of International Children's Forum. I'm very thankful. All team was give me a big opportunity and take me a big time. And I am talking with you all my works, and I am sharing with you my child forums and my works and my work plans. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Naeem and Tahimna. We're so impressed with your courage, and I know that you have talked to our chairwoman about how endangered your life sometimes can be with the threats from angry relatives when you rescue someone. We hope you stay strong and stay safe. And hopefully, we pray that the world will truly start to treat girl children equally and not of lesser value as commodities to pass to when they want to.
Yes.
We now raise another equally important issue of child labor. Many places in the world use children as cheap labor, and when families are desperate of children, lose parents or are sold to pay debts, children lose their innocence in childhood and become small adults. The world weary and unsafe in this adult world. The international law gives children many rights: the right to education, the right to freedom, among many others. But many cultures still keep child labor either as a necessary evil to feed starving children or as a form of child abuse. Either way, child labor is a proof of a failed society who is not supporting their vulnerable people legally or morally. We now meet a young man from Pakistan who was forced into child labor. Astifnas Wakar is 16, and he will explain to us through his translator, Wasim, how he was forced by poverty into child labor, what his life was a child laborer, and what he hopes for his future. Welcome, Astifnas, and thank you for sharing your story with us this World's Children's Day.
My name is Stephenus Vakar from Faisalabad, and I am thankful to Sister Lady Rose and Linda Rose and Brother Wasim from giving things chance to share my experience and feelings about the child labor in Pakistan. Child labor have been a big problem around the world from many years. In 21st century countries like Pakistan and going through for this from this problem according to the national survey of Pakistan child labor rat- ratio ratio is 60%. I am also a victim of this issue when I was only 8 years old. I was sent to motorcycle workshop for work and to meet the basic needs like food, clothing, and house rent for this family for the family. There are 4 members in my family, including my father, my mother, and I younger brother. And my father has been in drug addiction since when I was only 5 years old. And my mother goes and for house cleaning in people houses and being an elder son. I have to take care my family basics need. I am deeply sad to share with, with you at the age of 8 years. I have to leave the school, and I am not ashamed to tell my heart blown, blown away when I have to leave my study just from there where education starts. My heart broke every time where my when my workshop teacher abuses me me and even beat me when I doing something wrong, and my heart and eyes filling fills with tears, and I often cry and ask myself there then what kids kind of life is this. Even I sometimes have to spend hours without food. Every morning when I woke up, never wanted to get go to the workshop where I get abused every now and then. I'm all I always had bad dreams about that workshop. That period of my life have because become a nightmare for me. Cannot I can never forget that until I death. I I must say not I everyone he is fortunate to needs for to meet with the person who can rescue from them from such a difficult situation. And I have one brother who not only encourage me, strengthen me emotionally, physically, and mentally, and change my track back to education. Now, now I am 16-year-old and in 8th class, and every morning when I get up, I feel over the moon because I know that I am going to school. I am thankful to God and for making my way from education, and in future I want to be doctor. In the end, I would like to encourage all of you, especially, especially those who has faced the child labor and want to strengthen and encourage you to raise up from the difficult situation and trust yourself and God. I urge all of you to keep praying and supporting each other. Thank you very much for listen. God bless you.
Thank you so much for your heartbreaking story and for sharing with us. We're so thankful for organizations and communities who give so much to save children like Astifnas. Many of these grassroots of organizations cannot get official funding as they don't have the infrastructure and the rules are often too complicated for small organizations. Some international funding is so difficult that workers end up doing more paperwork than actual social work, which is a real issue in modern times. So often these community organizations collect very small amounts of money and use their own incomes to save children like us stiffness. And they give more than other people who earn money from their work. Volunteers give everything, often for little respect and no reward. But these are the people who really change the world.
Now we hear from Yanuli Binara, who is Sri Lankan, but has lived for most of her life in Oman. At 13, she is currently the youngest youth ambassador in the 100 organization, which is an active community of students from around the world who are passionate about education, global innovations, and wanting to create change in the world together. Binara gave this heartfelt speech at the age of 10 for a competition. She importantly drew everyone's attention to child labor in her drama about two very different children. Thank you, Binara, for sharing this thought-provoking drama with us.
Raise Me Up by Gavilia Enuri Binare.
Tring, tring, that was my alarm. Wake up, wake up, that was my mother's alarm. Binara, wake up, aren't you going to school today? My mother asked. With this cold, how can I go to school, mother? I replied lazily. My mother lifted me, washed me, dressed me up, and fed me. Instead of myself, who's going to get their blessing, they begged me to go to school. I went crying with my father to school. He was in such a hurry. Otherwise, it didn't mean my laziness. While I was going to school, I saw another girl, just like me, being dragged to the opposite direction. Wow, amazing. She must be lucky not to go to school. But why is she crying? I stopped. I looked at the girl. She was about my age, but she had torn rag clothes. She had untidy, messy hair. In her hand was a hammer, and her eyes were appearing sadness with hunger. Daddy, why is she crying? I want to talk with her. My father led me and watched at what I did. Why are you crying? I asked the girl. She first touched my back frighteningly, then my neat hair, my uniform, and finally my shoes. Why this? She's a girl working in the farm. She has now only seen the town school for the first time. As she felt a true likeness for the school, she tried to go to school. Although she likes it, her father is dragging her to work. I felt a great sadness. I, who did not know the value of life. My dear sister, as a girl with full of poverty, you are the one who raised me up. You raised me up so I can stand in life. I am strong and I will raise you too. You raise me up and I will raise you too. Contestia, respective panel of judges, parents, and my fellow friends. Just like the girl had never seen a school before, I also discovered a world I had never seen before. We are able to study, play. Our parents buy for us what we want. When we get sick, they give us medicine, look after us. Our problem is we have everything. But do you know, just like you and me, how many children live as child laborers in this world? Child labor is the wrong practice running in the society society worldwide for years from the ancient time. It is not only a national issue, but it is a worldwide issue. Child labor is the act of involving children in some type of labor at a very low cost to get efficient work by the owners. Generally, they involve children in economic activity on the part-time basis, full night and overtime without any leave to get more financial help. Child labor features small children from their sweet and memorable childhood. It interferes their regular schooling as it disturbs them mentally, physically, socially, and morally. It has taken its deep root in the society because of poverty, lack of shelter and food, lack of facilities for the poor people, lack of education, and a big gap between rich and poor. According to the UNICEF, it is estimated that the child labor population is 168 million in the world. 60% out of that percentage is in agriculture. Each of 1 in 4 children are engaged. We put all the rubbish into the bin. But before clearing it, we need to recheck it. Oh, it's a diamond! If I throw this valuable item, what a disaster could happen! Just like that. Think a moment. Among those child laborers, who knows if there could be any? Abraham Lincolns, Alfred Nobels, Cristiano Ronaldo's, or Walt Disney's. My friends, parents, let us join together to raise a voice. Come on, raise a hand, raise a hand. And let us also sacrifice something to eradicate child labor. As students, let's all collect and donate the money we used to buy and wanted things. We can raise each and every one of them. When they start to raise, you will feel a better taste coming from your heart than the ice cream chocolate taste you felt earlier. Please raise your hands who like to join with me. Raise your hands. Children look like flowers. Even if a flower is blooming in a rich garden or bloom in a poor place, they both should have the same right to grow under the sunshine. Thank you. Princess Chia.
I hope you agree that this is the worthy winner of her category. And this is what all of us must remember to do, to use whatever influence and opportunities we have to bring important issues to the world's attention. We all have small choices every day, and we can use them to promote ourselves or to promote those less fortunate than ourselves. Let's use our voices for those whose voices are silenced, or so quiet and lost among the world's greed and selfishness.
Now we follow on with this topic to India to meet Agnew Prakash Bora, who is 13 and is very concerned with the education of children. He is going to share with us his thoughts and feelings about the importance of every child having access not only to school, but to quality education as recommended by the United Nations. We are really pleased to welcome you to the forum, Agnew.
Hello, thank you for the introduction. Hope everyone is having a good day. Today I'll be speaking on the topic quality education for each and every child. Nelson Mandela rightly said that education is the most powerful weapon that can change the world. I believe that even if one child is deprived of education, they may lose their capacity to make a positive change in the world. The SDG 4 talks about quality education. Education liberates the intellect, unlocks the imagination, and is fundamental for self-respect. It is a key to prosperity and opens a world of opportunities, making it possible for each of us to contribute to a progressive, healthy society. Knowledge and education benefit every person and should be available to all. Every child has the right to access safe and quality education. However, 124 million children across the world are out of school, and 250 million are not learning basic skills as a result of poor quality education. Girls, children with disabilities, those from minority groups, and children living in poor and remote areas are most often denied access to education. This has far reached consequences of their futures and those of their families, communities, and countries. But all is not dark. Data shows that since 2000, there has been an enormous progress in achieving the universal primary education target. The total enrollment rate in developing regions reached 91% in 2015, and the worldwide number of children out of school has dropped by almost half. There has also been a dramatic increase in literacy rates, and many more girls are in school than ever before. They are all remarkable successes. Quality education will also lead to realization of the other 16 SDGs. How? Okay, so first of all, poverty rates will go down. If enough people get quality education, you will have a high paying job or want to have or you could have a company. You have to have those things, you have to first have good education. When people have good education, they will have good income. When they grow up, and they will be able to help people out of poverty or help themselves out of poverty. If enough people have good income, they will easily be able to afford meals and help others who can't. There are many people who don't think of all genders as equal. They think this because they were never taught anything on equality. Providing knowledge on these topics will help them get an understanding and will respect all genders. If enough people of the population are well educated, they will know of the risks of climate change, global warming, its effects on animals, and much more. They will be a bit aware of what's going on and will help by using clean energy, reducing, reusing, and recycling, and many other ways. By all these ways, they'll help us. There will be great economic growth and change for the well being of all people. But for all this to happen, people first have to have proper education for the well being of a village, of a district, of a state, of a nation, and the world. For a better change, education is the key. Here, I would also like to mention about RTE, the Right to Education Act 2009, also known as the RTE Act 2009, was enacted by the Parliament of India on August 4th, 2009. It describes modulates of the importance of free and compulsory education for children aged between 6 to 14 years in India under Article 21A of the Constitution. The Act makes education a fundamental right of every child between the age of 6 and 14 and specific minimum norms of elementary schools. It requires all private schools to revert 25% of the seats to children to be reimbursed by the state as a part of the public-private partnership plan. Kids are admitted into private schools based on economic status or caste-based reservations. It also prohibits all recognized schools from practice and makes provisions for no donations or caption fees and no interview of the child or parent for admission. The Act also provides that no child shall be held back, expelled, or required to pass a board examination until completion of elementary education. There is also provision for a special training of school dropouts to bring up to par with students of the same age. As India's landmark Right to Education RTE Act 2009 completes many years, the country continues to grapple with the problem of poor learning outcomes in schools. The RTE Act must now move beyond easy to measure metrics and focus on quality of learning. Moreover, since states across India have varying requirements, the law must work towards increasing scope for decentralization. Now, moving on to what NGOs like Early Childhood Development play in spreading of education, as a member of the Youth Squad, we are doing a fundraiser to support 50 children from a very inward village of Assam. In the past 2 years, they had not been able to access schooling due to the lack of mobile phones and other devices they needed to access online learning. In this fundraiser, me and many of my friends have participated to raise money for the betterment and well-being of these children. I hope that more and more people will help to support this cause. And I will try my best to help and to convert more people to help in these activities for education of these children and for a better change. Thank you for listening to me and thank you for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Agni, for your very thoughtful words of wisdom. We hope you will join us again for another forum. It's great to hear your thoughts.
We stay with India, and now we have a young man of 10 years old who is already the recipient of the Excellent Childhood Award, the highest civilian award by the Indian state government. He is an author, a speaker, and an activist not only of the climate, but against nuclear weapons. We welcome Elaine Eric Lal. We all know that the mental health of children has seriously been affected by COVID-19, and many children live in stressful situations, either with difficult home lives, poverty, family issues, or even worrying about schooling, bullying, relationships, and how we fit in to our peer groups. Elaine is going to speak on the mental health and nature after the short film which introduces him.
I am a 9-year-old boy. I am very proud to say that I am a child environmental activist. When I was 8 years old, I got a wonderful opportunity to attend a conference. It was organized by United Villages Initiative and its theme was Climate Action. When I attended the conference, I got many sad news about the environment because since my childhood itself, I love nature. So I decided that I would do something to save the environment. Nowadays, most people say that save the nature, love the nature, do not throw away plastic waste and many other things. But what they are doing means they are doing things all against the nature instead of things that is good for nature. Person thinks that it's others' responsibility to say and do it. So I founded an organization named Heart for Earth, in search of generation who believes in words and action. Greenathon is a campaign to green the world. And in a short span of 15 days, I got 5.25 lakhs plants across the globe. One day I was walking through this road and I saw this cut down banyan tree. It resembled a human dead body. My heart burned with pain. This is the banyan tree which inspired me to plant 1,000 banyan trees. I started Sustainable Sundays to motivate children to learn from the nature. Kerala is famous for migratory birds. It is a wetland and every year birds are coming to there. I started a project there called Making the Nest, where I plant fruit trees as well as shade trees for the migratory birds. My mission is to create a fleet of global warriors as the guardians of future. Are you ready to be the change makers? Join my mission to green the world.
Please do speak now, Elaine. Well done.
Hello everyone, thank you for the introduction. Think about a day when you're so much disappointed, frustrated and tense. On the same day, if you get a chance to go to a beach or to a hill station or to enjoy a beautiful rain, what will be your mood? I am 100% sure that your bad mood will be changed and you will be relaxed. Yes, nature is your best companion. Nature can absorb all your bad moods, negative thoughts, and your stresses. Moreover, spending time in green spaces or bringing nature into your everyday life can benefit both our physical and mental well-being. For example, doing things like growing food or flowers, gardening, exercising outdoors, or being around animals can have a lot of positive impact in our mental well-being. The main benefits are improve our moods, reduces feelings of stress and anger, helps you to feel more relaxed, improve our physical health, improve our confidence and self-esteem, help you to be more active and much more. Did you hear about ecotherapy? It is a treatment which involves doing activities outside in nature. So nature is the best tool to heal mental health problems including anxiety and depression. Nature is the solution for many problems. We children like to play with nature. Don't be away from nature when you grow up. Believe me, if you live in harmony with nature, you should have a happy life with positive emotions such as calmness, joy, creativity, and self-esteem. I would like to share 2 ways to connect with nature for your better mental health. Practice nature walks every day. Practice nature meditation. Nature walks means slowly walk in a place where you like by observing the beauty of nature like plants, flowers, creatures, etc. You will be connected with nature. Second is nature meditation. Means that you can just play the sound of rain or wind or any other sound you like from nature on your mobile and just close your eyes. Even if you are not physically with nature, your mind will be well connected with the presence of nature and you will be relaxed. Dear friends, let's feel the nature, know the nature and be in harmony with nature for a sustainable future. Thank you. And I would also like to thank my dearest Linda ma'am for giving me such an opportunity to be a part of this program. Thank you.
Thank you. We now have a section from Sri Lanka, the mother country of SUNFO International Children's Wing. Education is also very important here in Sri Lanka, and students can identify with Zhang's long days of study. We have been very fortunate too in having the Sri Lankan Sustainable Development Children's Parliament set up here, which encourages children to look at how to make our world and country more sustainable. I am the Minister of Sustainable Development Goal number 12, Sustainable Cities. And I have been able to do various projects under this, serving society and making and creating a better world.
We now welcome Yusuf Rashad to talk more about the mental health of young people. As we all know that COVID has hit children's mental health really hard, especially in lockdowns, which has affected schooling and social activities such as sports and arts, where young people have missed meeting and sharing ideas, as well as competing, all important and natural ways of developing and expressing ourselves. Yusuf Rashad is going to share with us about seeing a silver lining through the lockdown.
Thank you. Hi guys, I'm Yusuf Rashad. I'm from Sri Lanka and my topic is finding the silver lining through lockdown. The COVID-19 pandemic has shaken our fundamental assumptions about human lives and societies around the world. As it is a universal crisis, children are affected across the world by physical distancing, quarantines, and nationwide school closures. We children are the most precious assets and building blocks of our country. We will be tomorrow's adults and future leaders. We fortunately tend to escape more severe symptoms of COVID-19, but we are also most likely to be negatively impacted by this pandemic. We had to sacrifice our education to which we were entitled to and accept restrictions which harmed our friendships and mental health. This pandemic hit our lives indirectly and has massively disrupted our educational pathways. Then we started e-learning, but these e-learning facilities were only affordable to a selected segment of students, and the children of poor families were severely affected due to lack of internet facilities. Under the shadows of COVID-19, children's screen time skyrocketed, and this increased the risk of children being addicted to online games and being exposed to online predators. During the lockdown period, parents were forced to work from home, and children were isolated and felt neglected. As they couldn't meet their friends, this will directly impact children's mental and psychological health. The opportunities to do physical activities dropped dramatically due to the pandemic, especially for us. We couldn't attend any sports activities or practices, which aggravate obesity and increases the risk of other metabolic diseases. So, my question is, as children, what should be our response to this inevitable lockdown? Why can't we find a silver lining in this? When we adopt we are all when we adopt we are all in this and we will get through this together attitude, we can focus on the positives. Some intelligent kids have overcome their issues by various means. Yes, when it rains, look for rainbows. When it's dark, look for the stars. We children can do all of that with your help. As I mentioned earlier, me and my brother got addicted to online games, and as we had nothing else to do. Then my parents introduced us to pets. Later, they became our best companions. We spend most of our time with our cats. We learned a lot of new things about life and learned to live for the moment. Live without ego and show unconditional love to others without expecting nothing in return. And now my brother is about to deliver a speech in TEDx about seeing a better world through pets. We are both very happy that we got our pets at the correct time, which was a game changer. We never imagined that we would have to be stuck inside for so long. However, this time has also given us the opportunity to rekindle the relationship we lost with our family. As my father is a medical doctor and he's very busy, we rarely get to spend time with each other. But now we have a lot of time for meals together, conversations, games, movie nights, and bike rides. I'm very happy that now me and my father get to know each other very well, and we could spend more time together. And I'm rather embarrassed to admit that I'm probably getting more fresh air and exercise than I used to get. I'm happy to share you that since these are our holidays, I used to exercise only for 1 hour daily. I should thank my uncle for making us do this. Whenever he does exercise, he calls me and my brother, so we get together and do it. Rather than making children to do exercise, why don't you all get together and do it? That would be fun for both children and parents. And this lockdown period is the best time for this. And another thing we can do with this pandemic holidays is learn something you like a lot, which you didn't learn due to your busy schedule. For example, my mother was thinking that we could do online sports or fun activities. And then she made us join an online chess class, which made me and my brother, which me and my brother learn chess, and now we have started participating in chess tournaments. So we can learn new things like sewing, cookery, arts and crafts, or robotics with your parents' help. So this is how I spent my lockdown. We should learn to accept changes in life. We can still make something powerful out of a really bad situation. And I met so many inspiring personalities who used this lockdown holidays well. As I told you, my parents had arranged an online chess class during this period. Meeting this inspiring chess teacher was an eye-opener for me. She is Menori Sachinda Kodikara, and she's 17 years old. During this lockdown, she did online chess classes and she helped her family financially. It is not easy to be the youngest in the family and helping all of them while studying. And also, she has donated dry rations for poor families in her neighborhood, using donations from people around the world. She has also pasted posters for making people aware of COVID. She has participated in summits and conferences to share her experience. She also won the Young Sportswoman of the Year award at New Generations Award 2021, Sri Lanka, for her talents in chess locally and internationally. I'm proud to say that I'm a chess student of her. My next example will be a very young person in Sri Lanka, the youngest marine biologist, Alosha Samararchi. I would love to say she has used this lockdown perfectly, and she is very much interested in marine biology and marine life. So she used this time for the researchers and explored more and more on this topic. She has made a lot of videos and uploaded them. She has participated in so many summits and conferences too. She has started writing a book about marine life too. She's the ambassador of Marine Conservation Network, Santa Barbara, and a member of Young Marine Biologists Associations in the UK. So I want my friends to getting into a habit of identifying the positive aspects of our life and seeing the upsides to challenging situations rather than fixating on the downside increases our happiness and well-being. With repeated practice, we can learn more naturally to look on the bright side, even when we face difficulties in our life. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your helpful thoughts, Yusuf. That's really wonderful. One of our previous and youngest SUNFO International Children Forum speakers is Shamat from Jaffna. Shamat has shown his skill and passion for the environment and social issues, and he is going to talk to us about his dream world. Welcome to the World Children's Day celebration, Shamat.
Oh, hello there. My name is Mr. Joe. Did you see any humans around here? Because they are my enemies. As we all know, I'm one of the tallest animals in the world. But still, I couldn't do anything against them. So I'm here for ask them to apologize, me and my friends, and let our home, I mean the jungle by itself.
Uh-oh. Guys, it's a very tall giraffe. Oh my gosh, it's gonna squeeze me and I need to run away. Somebody help me!
Oh, it's a human. Are you a human, sir?
What? Did you see that? The giraffe is talking. Wow, this is like a being in a magical world. Yeah, I'm a human, yeah.
So can I talk to you, please? My name is Mr. Joe.
Of course you can.
So where are you from and what's your name? Can you introduce yourself?
Sure, my name is Shaman Tilmayan and I'm from Sri Lanka. So why are you here, Mr. Joe?
I have many questions to know about, and my friend Jack said that humans are the most intelligent species of all. So I searched for human and came to the city. There are only few people on the road and nobody are walking. Everyone are moving very fast. And the rest of the human in the house scrolling a rectangular shaped thing for hours. Then I saw you and I'm very happy. I guess it's not that important topic.
So what's your important topic, Mr. Joe?
I think giving some fresh leaves for us is the main topic.
Yes, so well, yeah, coming back to the point. So the decade between 2010 and 2019 was the warmest decade ever recorded in the history. Carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases in the atmosphere rose up to new records in 2019.
Whoa, that sounds interesting.
Climate change is affecting every single country and every single continent. And weather patterns are changing, sea levels are rising, and weather events are becoming more extreme. You know one thing? The average sea level is expected to rise between 0.5 meters to 1.5 meters before the end of this century.
But still, I don't have any problems with that because I'm planning to lie in the hot sun and eating some fresh leaves.
Nope. I guess some parts of our country would sink under the sea.
What? Oh no, I should plan how to eat my fresh leaves under the sea. Huh, that's gonna be so much work. Okay, now I'll come to the second question.
Yeah, you should.
Why are you all guys just running at home and in the forest? My friend Jack said that trees are very helpful to humans, but still you're destroying them. And that is why?
Yeah, I feel so sorry for you, Mr. Joe, and I say sorry on behalf of the humans. You know what? In 2019, world was an entire soccer field where the primary rainforest every 6 seconds.
OMG.
And according to the satellite data, from 2002 through 2019, world lost an entire place. I mean the area, which is like I think 3.36 million hectares, and it's an area larger than the capital of Thailand, Belgium.
Nature is the best gift given by the God. Why are you refusing to get it? And because of you, humans, we are also losing everything. I'm so angry with you all guys.
Yeah, I knew it. I'm so sorry, Mr. Joe. As I'm a child, I don't know more about it, but nowadays people are being so greedy. They want money, and they are being so greedy. They are losing everything just for money. And I don't know why is that.
Oh.
So what's your next question, Mr.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that. I heard that you humans are grounded in your home for at last 2 years. And what's that reason for that?
Yeah, you're right. We were grounded in our home for like last 2 years. And you know why? The reason for that is a small creature, and it's terrible, it's horrible. I don't know how to describe it. I'm so aggressive because it kept me into my home like last 2 years. And I no school, no movie theaters, no parks, nowhere. I didn't go nowhere. And I just sitting in my couch and watching some TV, and that's not much fun to do it.
Okay, calm down. So what's that creature?
Yeah, its name is COVID-19, and you know what? The worst of all is I lived in a very small city and in a very small apartment. Now I'm very relieved that I moved to a village. But still, COVID-19 pandemic was a great opportunity to know about those online and computers and stuff. You know why? We had some online classes, work from home, and I even learned to code, and then I learned so much things in computer.
Oh, so now you moved to the village like us.
Yeah.
But that creature, the what?
It's COVID-19.
COVID-19 is a great gift for us, for humans and plants.
What? Why?
Because you guys didn't come outside from your home and didn't come to our home, as I mean the jungle, and cut down our trees. and didn't destroy our home.
Yeah, that's a nice point of view.
So how is the experience over there?
Yeah, experience in the village, it's not so bad. The internet connection in the village is very poor, but still we had some good moments of lives. We were living a very healthy life in village, you know. We just did some activities, physical activities as well as mental activities. The village is fully covered with trees, and it was a great experience if I tell you the truth.
Yeah, true. Oh, what's the time right now?
Oh, I think it's about 6:30 or something.
Oh no, it's my nap time. I should go. Bye, and thank you for giving much information. Thank you, Mr. Shaman. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. And guys, so this is my dream world, as well as Mr. Joe's dream world, and all the species dream world. A world without deforestation, a world without climate change, a world without diseases like COVID-19. It's not only my dream world, it's all the species dream world. You know what? World is a great stage, and every species has a role to play, and let them play their role. And remember one thing, this world doesn't only belongs to us humans, but all the species like Mr. Joe and Mr. Jack or something. Yeah, so at last I say I warmly thank Mrs. Linda Rose to giving me an amazing opportunity in this great platform, and thank you all.
Thank you. You know, it said everything you can imagine is actually real. So I think it was expressed here today within this beautiful creative measure of giving out to us a valuable piece of information. Thank you, Shaman, for your thoughtful hopes for the future. And we hope that these can be achieved if we all work together. COP26 showed that even when leaders could not compromise enough for the sake of everyone, at least there is enough energy among the activists right across the world, and even the private business sector to make real changes and inventions which will truly help us in the future.
But until that time, our climate is very much under serious threat, and all the variety of different biodiverse regions are at risk of not only losing land, but also losing the natural habitats of insects, birds, plants, and mammals, and the whole ecosystems of wildlife that the earth needs to keep its cycles. We now hear from 13-year-old Atmika, who also lives in the dry zone region of Jaffna at the very north of Sri Lanka, and will talk about the crucial wetlands of northern Sri Lanka. Thank you, Atmika. We are keen to what you have to share with us today.
Hi guys, I'm Atmika from Sri Lanka. Heaven is over our heads and under our feet too. This quote gives me energy to talk about the precious gift from God, and that is wetland parks. Yes guys, you heard it right, the wetland parks. And that is the topic I'm going to speak about in this amazing platform. Wetlands are areas where the lands are covered in shallow water, or the soil is soaked under the water for at least 14 days in the growing season. Wetland includes wet meadows, bogs, salt marshes, and other aquatic environments. You can have a question as why are wetland parks important? Wetland parks are important because it saves us from shores, wave actions, and most importantly, they give habitat for animals and plants. Wetlands are a critical part of our natural environments. So I have a documentary done by me in real life, and I would like to share with you all guys.
Wetland park. Let's go. Nature value in our life. please come and visit this place. Wetlands are so beautiful. The wetlands by its freedom. Good morning, everybody. Today we are going to see about wetland power. Mother Earth is losing her fields of greenery and she is tearing with concrete buildings. This earth is suffering from temperature and diseases called corona. We are going to challenge this challenge. If we have to balance this earth, we have to leave the wetlands by its freedom. Let's go! Do you know who is my best friend is? And that is these plants. Nature has social, psychological, economical and political value in our life. Nature is a best, priceless gift from our God. This beautiful nature is a blessing for human beings. Wetlands are the perfect space for nature lovers, as like me. 39% of water that floods on the streets and roads in Colombo is saved by wetland parks. If the wetland parks will disappear, we have to survive from floods and temperature. This is a place to leave our sadness and to be enjoyed. Last but not least, please come and visit this place and learn something new like me. Bye!
Time spent among trees is never wasted. So I think this was an amazing documentary to understand how our wetland parks are important to us. This specific park is called as Deer Park. This hilarious park is located in Thalawathagoda in Colombo district in Sri Lanka. This was opened on 3rd October in 2017. So I think at least 4 years have passed. Deer Park is a great place to understand or to learn new things. Wetland parks are the natural secret for victory of children. So let us protect these wetland parks, as because in Sri Lanka there are just 6 wetland parks, as the Asian Wetland Directory has recorded that the acres was 2,040 acres. So let's protect together let's protect the most protective ecosystem in the world. Last but not least, we can't find Wi-Fi in nature, but you can find a better connection with it. Thank you.
Well, words, we can't find Wi-Fi in nature, but we can find a better connection than it. Thank you so much, Atmika, for that very knowledgeable and thought-provoking presentation about wetlands. Before we lose these critical ecosystems, it is important to learn about what they really bring to our world. In the past, humans have taken nature for granted and thought that humans were more powerful over nature and could tame her. Now nature is wreaking revenge, and we need to learn humility and give the power back to nature to get back into balance.
You heard from our Children's Parliament Prime Minister earlier, sharing his vision for young people and their power to make change. Earlier this year, Rashmika got together with his partner Sadev and created a new project giving a voice to youth through the TV channel VT. Sadev and Rashmika made a wonderful program for Sri Lankan Children's Day, which is always held in October, interviewing many young people in Sri Lanka and internationally. We will see a snippet of their program and share some of their success with us today for our World Children's Day. And then Sunday will tell us more about their project and their plans for the future. I am sure they are keen to hear from any young people interested in joining them in future events. So please, Sandev, share your contact details on the chat and others can get in touch with you direct.
Oh, mari single kata karam pula. My name is Yana Binara, and I'm currently the founder of Green Heart Foundation, as well as the youngest world ambassador in the 100 organization.
Happy birthday, dear Saeed. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
I think today is birthday.
एक बार एक मुर्गी की जो लाइब्रेरी गई, लाइब्रेरी में मुर्गी से पूछा कि वो क्या चाहती है और उसके बाग गया और फिर लाइब्रेरी ने इसकी किताब दी.
He's an environmentalist, I think, and I have seen so many tasks that.
I am Said Mahmood from Bangladesh. I am a student of Ibn Taslim Manasri School and College.
I love growing trees. I love eating fish. I love drinking
Second, yeah, bro. I'm very sad about it because I would see that.
I love to go to Greece because I feel like it's the perfect place to go on vacation with my family and friends. Because I want to thank you both because I think programs like these, they give the platform for other children around, like other children in our Sri Lanka.
So thank you, Dimanya and Nabil, for giving me this opportunity for me in this World Children's Day, and my special thanks goes to Madam Linda Rose, who paved the path for us during this whole entire project, Friends Forever. So I'm always Sandev Vesekar and I'm from Sri Lanka, and I'm the founder of Witty Official, and sure, our Prime Minister Rashmika Muru is also there with me as my partner. So first of all, I have to say that Witty is pleased for three main targets. The first one is peace, and the second one is off-road ideas, that means out of the box ideas, and the third one is to make this world a paradise. For an example, I want to say a story for you, a small story. Think one of your closest friends hitting you and trying to killing you. So at that moment, what will be your reaction? As Newton's third law mentioned, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. You also have to hit him again. No. What you have to do is, first of all, analyze your friend's mind. Yeah, it's difficult, but you have to analyze your friend's mind first of all. At second, you have to identify the problem clearly. After that, you have to think. If the problem is in your hand, you have to say, I'm very sorry, and you have to apologize. But if the problem is in your friend's hand, you have to say, you have to hit him again. No. What you have to do is, you have to catch up the lifeline called, everyone knows it, 50-50. You have to drop 50% of that problems into your friend's account, and you have to gain 50% of that problem into your account. Then the problem is done and dusted. If not, if you hit your friend, the problem will be busted. So this is the place where peace is begin. 50-50 is the point. So I want to say next, off-road ideas, out of the box ideas. There are lots of millions of out of the box ideas in our world. But the problem is, lots of us don't know how to use it. But I want to say that, for example, you see our video, Jenoli and Ramina is there, and they express how they put them in use, how they put their ideas into practical ones. They know how to do it. So this is the Witty Officials is the platform where you can make your off-road idea, you can make your out-of-the-box idea. So do it. So at last, I want to say, once the peace and off-road ideas are get together with each other, this world will be a paradise sure. So at last, finally, I want to say that, please say what you do and please do what you say. Don't think and think, and you have to use them in practical. Please be practical people. So thank you and hats off everyone.
Thank you so much, Sandev and Rashmika, for your great project with VT. And we can't wait to see more action from you and your TV channel. Don't forget to send them your contact details if you would like to join for some adventures or for anything at all. You can get in touch with us at SUNFO on our email, sunfointernationalchildren@gmail.com. And don't forget to leave your comments and reviews on our Facebook page. We love to hear from you. Now we move into a little more serious section and are privileged to have some more talented young teenagers with us today, talking about life in conflict and what it is like as children to live in a conflict zone and under occupation, where life is uncertain and controlled by things other than our school schedule. Save the children.
Sorry, you're muted.
I'm very sorry. Now it's estimated this year that 425 million children live in conflict zones in the world today. 1 in 6 of them are under the threat of sexual violence. The insecurity living like this is unimaginable to those of us who have never had to live with these constant fears. To introduce this topic, we have Natalie from UK, who was inspired by seeing the pictures on the TV showing the devastation of Palestine this past May, where Gaza was under bombardment for 10 days, which destroyed so much infrastructure. Natalie was inspired to write this song about war, and we welcome her to talk about this and what encouraged her to write it after we hear the song.
Shots firing to the sky, lives lost and hearts broken. Every voice in the crowd spoken, but falling on closed ears, there's an outcry. Till every fire is extinguished, we're not afraid, yet there's so much fear. Let's join the million voices, let's claim back what's ours, or find a place to go. Our paths to freedom may be blocked, but our hopes will never cease. I just want to live in peace. This is our home, where we belong. You'll be free to roam, and us to sing our song. Will there ever be peace?
I'm Natalie from the UK and I am 12 years old. Earlier this year, I was talking to a friend at school about the Palestine-Israel conflict, and it inspired me to write this song. I think it is a really important topic to cover and for children to be thinking about in the hope that we may have less conflict in the future. I decided to write about it in a song because I believe music is a universal language that unites people around the world. This song isn't just about the Palestine-Israel conflict, though. It was the original inspiration, but I hope it is relevant for anyone caught up in conflict of any kind anywhere in the world. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you very much for this opportunity to let me share it with you. Thank you.
This song is so inspiring and shows that while we cannot always do anything about situations, we can give us support in many different ways. From donations to medical or education aid, or joining groups and making friendships across the world. After that wonderful song, we now hear directly from Palestine's occupied West Bank and welcome Yara and Salwa, who live in the shadow of the 9-meter-high separation or apartheid wall outside Jerusalem. To tell us what life is like living controlled by soldiers, checkpoints, and lack of basic human rights. The education curriculum is controlled by Israel, and the Palestinian history is officially not allowed to be told. And it is forbidden even to raise a Palestinian flag on their own land. Many people have been killed simply raising the flag of their nation. Before we hear from Salwa and Yara, we will share a little Palestinian culture.
Yeah. Salwa? Salwa and Yara?
Yes, we are here. Just before we start, I wanted to tell you that we will not be able to turn on our cameras due to electrical problems in our town.
Please continue. Thank you.
So, if the children are fine, the society is fine. For this reason, the world has taken care of providing rights in order to provide them with a secure life. And the rights of the child are part of human rights and must be respected as Palestinian children. We have the right to be protected. We have the right to be educated and to move freely. We are deprived of many things due to the political situation, such as harassment, psychological violence, dropping out of school, and there are many children who work under the age of 18.
Hi, I am Selva, a student graduate from Palestine. In addition to the presence of many Palestinian children, they provided of freedom and movement in the homeland as they wish. So we are prevented from arriving in Jerusalem to visit our family or even to reach the hospital to receive treatment due to the wall of annexation and expansion and others, which many lead to the loss of their lives because they are in dire need of treatment. For example, I live close to Jerusalem. We used to be freely able to walk to Jerusalem, but the Israelis built a meter-high wall to control and keep us in one place. This was growing and it is until we are nearly circled. So some children cannot go to their schools, cannot even go to their hospitals, or go through army checkpoints, who might not let us through. People have died at the checkpoints, shouted by the soldiers, or waiting for their permission into their death, waiting for health care. And it's our right to live a safe life, free from violence, free from fear. We wake up every day with a hope to continue our life, to fight our fears and obtain our rights, with the hope of a safe life. Thank you for listening.
Salwa, did you finish the slides? Do you want to show the other slides?
Like what you see in these pictures, there is a wall between Jerusalem and some Palestinian towns. This wall prevents us to go to the other towns and cities in Palestine. So a lot of children born in these days, like in 2018 and these years, have never seen Jerusalem and other parts of Palestine. Or like me or Salwa, we've been to Jerusalem maybe just 2 times in our life, and I am 16, by the way.
And in this photo, there are many children who work under the age of 18, and there are lots of children are dropping out of their schools.
And also, like in Hebron, the students cannot go to school, not because they're dropping out of school, because Zionists don't let them go to school due to the wall, due to a lot of other things, especially in Hebron.
That's all what we want to tell you in our right in Palestine. Thank you so much for listening and for giving us this chance to tell you about our right in Palestine.
Thank you so much for your inspiring and educational talk to us, Salva and Yara. I know that conflict is something that must definitely be stopped, as many innocent children's minds are filled with worry and fear. As SUNFO International Children's Wing, we celebrate all cultures and all religions, but we also speak out against all forms of oppression and injustice whenever it is found. We pray for the safety and justice of all children living in situations of injustice and fear everywhere in the world.
Staying in the Middle East, but refocusing back to the climate, we welcome Ritika Bimsalu, who has been studying in Oman and created a fine presentation about his concerns for Mother Earth.
This is the puzzle my father gave to me. I'm trying hard to fix this. Wow! I finished making this puzzle. When I was making this puzzle, I kept the correct piece in the correct place. Then only the puzzle will look completed. Otherwise, we can't see a proper picture. Can you hear someone crying bitterly? Who is that? My son. My son. Is that mother? My mother? No. She's our mother. She's our Mother Earth. When we discover new things day by day, how she rejoiced. She created us and raised us like her own child. While she's shedding our tears and sweat for us, keeping us on her lap, she's feeding us, giving shade, giving protection and happiness. With her support, under her shade, we invented and created many things. Technology, cultivation, construction, and six subjects like music, dancing, painting, and sculptures. But we forgot our mother. We forgot our values. We hurt and created wounds in our heart. We polluted water, land, air, which are our body parts. We polluted the water, which we used to feed us as if they were milk. We cut down the trees, which acted as the lungs. We polluted the land, which was a lab in which we slept. Do you know that we destroyed 20,000 hectares of natural forests per day? As a result of air pollution, 2.9 million die annually. Every day, 2 million tons sewage discharge added to the world's water. Look at our mother. We cannot hear her distress. Oh, she has become ill. Not only that, we who are children fight and kill each other because of greediness. Even today she is worrying about us. Let us stop hurting her. Without her, none of us will be able to survive. It will also be the end of our lives. Do not forget that she is the only one who gives us so much unconditional love. She is our mother. We should do changes to the world while keeping her happy. Come and join with me. Lay the puzzle pieces out, find out what it's all about. Together we can change the world. With the hands and with the hearts, we can dare to make a start. Together we can change the world. Can't do it by myself, so I must get your help. Together we can change the world. Together we can change the world. Thank you.
Thank you for that lovely dramatic presentation, which again brings us to the thoughts back to the climate emergency and Mother Earth.
We have been fortunate with SUNFO International Children's Wing that we have many friends across Africa, and we always remember to celebrate our passionate and inspiring young people, especially those who are especially affected and disadvantaged. We now have a wonderful section of presentations from Africa, and we are proud to welcome our young person with disabilities, Shafiq, speaking from Uganda. With the support from his translator, Monique, we welcome Shafiq, who shares his love of the environment and his hopes for the future.
My name is Shafiq.
This is Shafiq. We live here in Intawo, Mukono. He says we need to protect the environment so that we have a clean environment. Then we'll have clean water and we're able to also keep a healthy life.
Jagara. Jagara butuduwati. Tibiri nyonji.
When he says when the environment is clean, we're able to live a healthy life and we're able to have energy in our bodies. Okay, well, he also says that when we have a clean environment, the crops we grow will get water and we'll be able to get food.
Goodbye.
He sends greetings from Uganda and he loves you all. Bye.
Yagera kusomero kusoma ngato nwane tunga ngato tunga naga yige nanga kuliri watu wafe unamuka senti tasaro.
Yes.
I love you so much. See you.
We really hope Shafiq achieves his aim of becoming a shoemaker. There are many professions that young people living with disabilities can do. They have many abilities as well, as often only disabled by the wrong environment. This is particularly difficult for people where there is no government support for wheelchairs, disability aids, hearing aids, specialist glasses, and so on. Shafiq wanted to thank his sponsor who paid for his wheelchair, so that he has a great chance at being self-managing in the future, especially if he can train to mend and make shoes.
We always have a close bond with Kenya, and we really value our Kenyan signer, Abigail, who has worked so hard for us today, sharing the language with people who cannot hear, and Stephen Marshall, who has worked on some of the films. We now have a wonderful film drama made especially for us today by 11-year-old Kenyan actress, model, social and environmental activist Shirley Akini and her friends. We will show the film and then Shirley will talk to us. Enjoy!
My heart bleeds in pain when I see my future burning. When chemicals in plastic are released into the water as well as the atmosphere, our beautiful fish easily becomes contaminated from the chemicals in the water, hence leading to destruction of marine life.
Diana is my great friend, but I don't know why they pollute our beautiful environment.
Ash, what do you gain when you pollute our beautiful environment? Did you know that it is our responsibility to take care of Mother Nature? Me and you. Let's make the world a clean, greener place.
I'm sorry, but what could I do? This is the only place where I can dispose this plastic.
Don't they know how harmful plastic is to our ecosystem? When will the world surely understand the importance of Mother Nature? I wish one day the earth will open up, speak to her people, and explain to them about what it undergoes.
Only you can change any situation at all. Opanja, I was heading to the door and I heard you singing. Can I join you?
Yes, of course. Which song are we playing?
La 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 la.
Okay. La 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 li la li la li la 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 li la li la li la 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 li la li la li la 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 li la li la li la 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 li la li la li la 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 li la li la li la
Anyway, Panja, our final exam is just about.
I don't care. All I care is what I have now. This chocolate.
Chocolate. Chocolates are sweet, especially when given a milky flavor. It's mwah.
You have gone too far. It is just deliciously sweet.
Hi, friends. It's okay. I hope you're not the one who litter the compound. Did you know that a plastic bottle is enough to cost a life? So please pick it up and stash it in the bin. I care for my environment. Environment, my food. I also care for the environment. But for your information, my stomach comes first. It's all about nature, friends. Nothing personal between us. Okay, if it's for that, I'll pick that plastic bottle and stash it in the bin. And you'll have saved a life, or two, or many more lives. Oh, that's kind of you. Don't thank me, Selina. It's my obligation to take care of Mother Nature.
Tatiana, tell them.
Did you know, each and every year, thousands tons of plastic bottles get their way into our lakes, rivers, oceans, and even water bodies that sustain aquatic lives. And did you know that life begins with water?
Really? What is the relationship between marine life and human life? Oh, Panja, do you know that humans have complex relationship with the ocean? It supplies oxygen, moderates the climate, influences our weather, and affects human health.
Just imagine, what will you do if we kill all of this?
We'll be dead, of course.
In addition, plastic debris in river system affects the human directly. Selina, the little things we see now might end up being the bigger things we see in the future. Thank you, Mrs. Environment. We have had enough of your lectures.
Simple kindness to yourself and all that lives is the most important changing force of all.
Selena, what's wrong with you?
I'm sorry.
That plastic bottle in there. Did you know that there are marine lives in here?
I'm sorry.
Thank you for giving me this great opportunity.
Where is she?
My name is Shali Akinyocheng. I'm 11 years old.
Can't see her.
I school
Okay, there. Got her.
I school at area primary school in Kisumu County. I'm a model, an actress, a poet, a filmmaker, an environmentalist, a charity ambassador, a charity champion, a girl child ambassador, and a climate change activist. First and foremost, I want to thank the Almighty God and Linda Rose for this great opportunity. Today, I want to talk about the environment. Environment means our surrounding. So anything that surrounds you is the environment. Our slogans say, reuse, reduce, and recycle. Reuse the plastic or metal in your environment. Reduce the litter or plastic in your environment. And recycle the plastic in your environment. You can reuse or recycle plastic or metals by making plastic bags, plastic bracelets, plastic flower vases, and many more. Did you know that plastic bottles get their way into our oceans, lakes, rivers, and water bodies that sustain aquatic life? And did you know that plastic debris affect the human directly? Your individual responsibilities. While walking, pick any plastic bottle or litter in your environment. By doing that, you are saving Mother Nature. I'd like to urge our leaders that there is no planet B, no more empty promises, and the climate action now. Tomorrow we'll be planting 16 trees to mark Ramina's birthday. My conclusion: during your birthdays, plant trees. For example, if you are turning 3 years, plant 3 trees. If you are turning 20 years, plant 20 trees. By doing that, you are saving marine lives and Mother Nature. Make sure that you make our planet clean and greener. Save Earth, stop damaging our environment. Let's join hands and protect our environment because it's our only home. Last but not least, I want to wish you a happy International Children's Day.
Happy International Children's Day. Happy International Children's Day. Bye.
From the lakeside city of Kisumu, I am Shali Akini Ocheng. Thank you. Asanteni sana.
Thank you so much, Shirley. You are so inspiring and we love the drama with the other children too. And we must be inspired to keep our environment clean. We know what damage it can do to wildlife. We can eat or get stuck with plastic. Please thank everyone who took part and the producers. This was a real treat for us all.
We have met so many inspiring people today from Africa, and I'm going to introduce another inspiring climate activist from Kenya called Rahimna Paulette. She is a climate activist and a volunteer with Food at COP. She is a member of the Kenya Environmental Action Network, a founder of Kisumu Environmental Champions, a member of the Friday for Future Kenya MAPA, and a CEO of Rahimna Paulette Eco Products. We are really pleased to hear the speech that Ramina made for COP26.
Okay, my name is Ramina Paulette, and I'm speaking on behalf of Food at COP campaign, an initiative hosted by the Yongo Agriculture Working Group. We are an international youth-led grassroots initiative campaigning for climate-friendly food at climate conferences. According to IPBES and IPCC, land use change is the leading cause of deforestation and biodiversity loss. As the EAT Lancet report points out, plant-based options can do the job without all of the downsides that the animal-based products have. It is very disappointing that the UN is not setting plant-based menus for the 2 weeks for the climate negotiations. There is space for more ambition. We will continue urging the next COP presidency to take up your responsibility and introduce a plant-based menu at COP27. Plant-based menu are most inclusive, as everyone can eat them. The responsibility should not be all alone on the individuals. Structures need to be right. Together, we can create the necessary conditions for fair transitions to plant-based agroecology, as well as calling out all the greenwashing around sustainable meat. We rely on environmental and nutrition sciences for our actions. We hope that UNFCCC also does in following COPs to set an example and put sustainable food systems at the center of the negotiations, as it should be. Thank you.
Our last speaker for this section is from Cameroon in West Africa, and this is yet another region where many children live in dangerous areas of conflict. So we are really pleased to present Nathaniel, whose words will be translated into English by our good friend Lillian Debo. Welcome to our World Children's Day celebrations. We're excited to hear what you have to say.
Sorry, I think she has technical problems. I can't see them here. We'll move on. Vihara, would you like to introduce the next section? Thank you, Banara.
Okay, madam. So unfortunately, it seems we have technical problems. Therefore, we will move on with the next items in the forum.
Now we have our section on climate action led by Vihara Marasinhan, who is the Minister of Reduced Inequalities for the Sri Lanka Sustainable Development Goal, Children's Parliament. Over to you, Vihara.
Thank you so much, Nabir, and to Rashmika, Binara, and Dimaya, all the presenters thus far. You all did an amazing job today. On July 18th, we held our Climate Action Forum, where we heard from many climate activists and scientists across the world. We also set our own SUNFO International Children's Wing
Nabil, could you possibly take over? I think that her signal's gone down.
Ladies and gentlemen, please forgive me for that small technical difficulty. On July 18th, we held our Climate Action Forum, where we heard from many climate activists and scientists around the world. And we also set our own SUNFO International Children's Wing challenge for young people to take part in climate actions and send photos and films for us to showcase at this World Children's Day Forum today. We are going to take a look at these and be inspired by the kinds of things young people across the world have been doing. First, let's hear the stunning song by Binara called Mother Earth, which we showcased in July.
Where's that consoling breath? Breath that got me active. Those close arms that huddle me together. Smile that lighten my life. Did you leave me alone? Did you leave me alone? You have fallen down. Oh, you have fallen down. Wake up, Mom. Wake up, Mom. We hurt you, we burnt you, we wronged you and raped you, but you waited in silence. You gave us milk to make us grown up and strong. You gave us comfort to sleep on your lap. You let us do whatever we wanted to. We didn't think about the worth of you.
Now we see a compilation of the various projects and actions that people have sent into us. We have a number of examples of different climate actions that people have sent. Tree planting and community cleaning are among the most impactful, as well as creating green spaces. We give special recognition to the positive community actions of Kenya and our two Kenyan representations from the environmental activism in Kenya. Romina, who we heard from earlier, having just got back from Scotland after COP26, and Shirley, who spoke to us earlier with all her little friends shouting us and wishing us a very happy International Children's Day. Congratulations to both Romina and Shirley for their and their friends' hard work and great impact on their community and the environment.
Thank you.
Now we see the PowerPoint presentation where we'll be showcasing the great environmental projects that people have sent in. First up, we have Atmika and Shamanta from Sri Lanka. We saw Atmika before in this forum, who talked to us about the crucial wetlands of northern Sri Lanka. And then we also met Samantha from Jaffna, who had a great passion towards protection and nourishment of the environment. Both of them have shown how home gardening can impact on protecting the environment. As you can see in these pictures, they are promoting organic food, the consumption of organic food in Sri Lanka by creating these beautiful home gardens in their homes. This is a very impactful action towards Sri Lanka because we are suffering from many diseases due to use of chemicals and fertilizers. So this is not just about providing a healthy and sustainable environment, but also creating a space where environment is protected, especially in the northern parts of Sri Lanka, where we can see a lot of environmental pollution. Next up, we have Champions Route from Uganda. They have done this project with the goal of creating a green space, green kitchen, and cleaning the environment. As you can see in these pictures, they have done this beautiful artwork to promote their environmental projects. You can also see that these creations of green garden, where they have positively impacted on climate justice by creating a green space where people have come together to showcase that creating an impact on the environment isn't a hard thing, because even though people are differently able, these people are also creating a positive impact on the environment. So they are beckoning people to come in and help us create this beautiful environment. This is the kitchen garden that they have created, where they have planted various vegetables and fruits in order to promote organic consumption as well. We would like to mention the facilitator of Champions Route of Uganda, Monique, who is the driving force behind these children. As you can see, they have creatively implied on the fact of creating a positive environment through these projects. Next, we have Ramina from Kenya. Ramina is 16 from Kenya, who has been to COP26, and we saw her beautiful speech today. She has done many creative activities for the environment and is a young environmental activist. She has also donated some trees for her birthday as well. She's part of the Kismu community who are doing these projects to positively impact the world, and they are beckoning everyone to join this action towards protecting the environment. They are trying to create a positive impact on the environment by talking about climate justice mainly. Their two campaign stands for hashtag Let Lake Victoria Breathe Again and hashtag Saturday for Environment, where they practice various community projects in order to protect the environment and for climate justice. Next, we have Vienoli Binara from Oman, who is our wonderful presenter today. I believe we all heard Vienoli's passion towards the environment through her beautiful song. Founder of Green Hearts Foundation, she has organized various environmental activities that motivates and guides the youth in order to create a developed, sustainable, understanding, equally treated, and peaceful generation for the future world while encouraging environmental friendly innovations. Last but not least, we have Shirley Akinyi from Kenya. She's a model, actress, poet, filmmaker, a climate change activist. She has won titles such as an aspiring young charity champion from Kenya and Little Miss Humanity, and much more. We heard a beautiful speech today where she actually inspired us all. She's been working hard with her friends for climate action and climate justice. She has created a positive environment where anyone and everyone can come together and create this space where the future generations and future environment would be protected. This is her work, which she has been doing enthusiastically with the participation of the entire community and her neighborhood, as well as her friends in Kenya. Each of these projects will be given a special recognition and an award certification for their great achievements. Well done, all of you. Back to you, Nabil.
Thank you. As it's said, children are the living messengers we send to a time we will not see. So I think this time we are the ones sending the message to everyone in the future as well as in the past that we are going to be the change the world wants to see. Now we would like to thank the many people who have made this celebration event possible. We particularly thank SUNFO for their support, our chairwoman Linda Rose, who has organized this forum, and Mr. David Rose for his technical support in running the forum today. We thank all the speakers from all walks of life in so many different countries and continents today.
You're so proud of everyone's achievements. As the young generation, we have an important duty towards the world, as we are the driving force that determines whether our Mother Earth would be sustainable or not. We thank everyone who participated today and gave us the amazing insights about various issues of the world. And I would like to thank our three presenters today, Barry, Maya, Binara, for this amazing presentation and for keeping everything smooth throughout the day. Let us all get together and join hands to make a sustainable, developed world for our future, which is just and fair for all. Thank you for joining. We hope to see you all again. Good night and stay safe.
Thank you very much, all the coordinators and everybody.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Well done, everybody. Please, everybody, unmute and say Happy Children's Day.
Happy Children's Day.
Children's Day.
Happy Children's Day. Happy Children's Day.
Happy
Children's Day to everyone.
Happy Children's Day.
Happy Children's Day.
Happy Children's Day.
Happy Children's Day.
Happy Children's Day. Wow.